why you say 2,500? Cause that's the least she could give. You said 2 million, I said get 2,500.
Shut the f*** up. All this wine. And go get you some money. Go do a drive.
Finesse2Tymes jumped on IG Live and snapped on GloRilla's sister Scarface after she blasted Glo online over family money. TMZ Facebook. She aired it music all out. Finesse wasn't having it. And when he revealed what really happened behind the scenes between GloRilla and her sister, music, the internet froze. Victoria puts GloRilla on blast. Before Finesse2Tymes even opened his mouth about any of this. The whole thing kicked off because of Victoria Woods. Victoria goes by Scarface on the internet. She is GloRilla's blood sister. GloRilla's government name is Gloria Hallelujah Woods. They came up together in Memphis, Tennessee. Same house, same struggle, same streets. And in early February 2026, Victoria decided she was done keeping quiet about how she felt. She hopped on Facebook and started posting heavy about GloRilla. She said GloRilla dipped on the whole family once she got her bread up. She said GloRilla straight up blocked their mama's number. She said GloRilla Music ghosted all 10 of their siblings. She said their mama is still punching the clock at FedEx. Victoria told the world that GloRilla doesn't care about music, her family, and has been ignoring them for the past 4 years. She said, the person y'all see on TV and at music, these concerts, is not who GloRilla is behind closed doors. Now, those are her words. Those are the claims she's putting out there. She didn't slide in GloRilla's DMs. She didn't pick up the phone. She went straight to social media and aired it all out for the whole world to see. And then she took it even further. On February 5th, 2026, Victoria pulled up to TMZ Live for an interview. She sat down on camera and doubled down on every single thing she said. She told TMZ that GloRilla has an obligation music to share the wealth. Then she put a number on it. She said $2,500 per family member would make things right. $2,500 apiece. That's the music figure. She went on national television and said that with a straight face. While she was on that same interview, Victoria also called out claims GloRilla has made in the past about looking out for the family. GloRilla had said she helped their parents retire. GloRilla had said she blessed their pops with a Jaguar. Victoria said all of that was cap. Straight up lies. She sat on TMZ and told the whole country that her sister was fronting about taking care of the family. Music, so now this whole thing is everywhere. TMZ ran with it. The Shade Room picked it up. It's all over Facebook, X Music, and TikTok. Everybody in the culture saw Victoria out here putting GloRilla's business in the streets. And that right there is the first domino that fell. GloRilla Music peeped it. And GloRilla responded, but she didn't do a whole essay. She didn't sit down music for an interview. She hopped on Facebook and posted one word, Indeed.com. That's a job website. That was her whole answer to her sister asking for $2,500. Go find a job. Period. GloRilla also dropped a screenshot of texts from their mama thanking her for all that you do and saying she music doesn't take it for granted. GloRilla didn't need to write a paragraph. She let the receipts speak for themselves. Then on February 6, 2026, Finesse2Tymes jumped in the mix. He went on Instagram Live. He didn't sugarcoat nothing. He went music off on Victoria. He clowned her. He dragged her. He told her to stop begging and go get a bag. That live went crazy viral. Music, thousands of people tapped in, and just like that, what started as a family situation between two sisters turned into one of the biggest stories, music and hip-hop, that whole week. Victoria wasn't about to take that line down, though. She came right back at Finesse. She went music after his music. She went after his numbers. She went after the way he looks. She told him he had zero room to talk when every label had dropped him and he was only moving 5,000 to 6,000 units. She basically told him he's down bad, too. And then in the wildest twist of the whole situation, Tory Lanez, who was literally locked up right now, sent Victoria Music the $2,500 she asked for through Cash App. Victoria pest to death. Screenshots and showed love. A rapper behind bars blessed GloRilla's sister with the exact bag she said she needed. And he music did it just to prove a point. That's the full rundown. That's what went down. Victoria spoke, GloRilla clapped back. Music Finesse2Tymes went off. Victoria fired back. Tory Lanez slid the bread over, and the whole internet watched it pop off in real time. Now, let's break this whole thing down, piece by piece, because every part of this story, music got layers to it. And it starts with understanding why Victoria decided to take this public in the first music place. The full rundown of Victoria's accusations. To really understand why Finesse2Tymes got in his bag about this, and why the whole thing blew up the way it did. You got to understand music, what Victoria actually said about GloRilla, because this wasn't just one little post. This wasn't one quick music interview. This was a full-on press run that Victoria executed across multiple platforms music over multiple days. And the things she was saying hit different, not just for GloRilla, but for anybody watching who's ever had a complicated situation with their own people. Victoria's first round of posts went up on Facebook, where she wrote long emotional messages breaking down what her life has been like as Music, GloRilla's sister. She painted a picture of a family that got left in the dust. Music described the situation where GloRilla leveled all the way up, became one of the biggest female rappers out, secured the bag, stacked millions, and then, Music, according to Victoria, cut off the very people she grew up with. Victoria, said GloRilla, blocked their own mama's phone number. She said Music GloRilla went ghost on all 10 siblings. She said their mama is still out there grinding at FedEx, pulling long music shifts, while GloRilla is moving different. Flying private, rocking sold-out venues, living life like the family doesn't exist. Now, those are heavy charges to be throwing around on a public platform. We're talking about somebody going online and telling the entire world that their famous sister doesn't take care of their mama. That's not light. In the hood and in the culture, especially making sure your mama is straight is the #1 unwritten music rule of making it out. When Victoria said GloRilla's mother is still working at FedEx, she was basically saying GloRilla violated the code, that she failed at the one thing everybody expects you to do when you get your money right. Victoria wrote that the public image folks see of GloRilla is not who she really is, that she doesn't care about her family music and has been happily ignoring them for 4 years. For years. That's basically the whole run of GloRilla's mainstream career. Victoria was saying that from the moment GloRilla blew up, the family got left on read permanently. Music, but Victoria didn't just leave it at Facebook posts. She turned the heat up even more by pulling up to TMZ Live on February 5th. Music 2026. Going on TMZ is a whole different level. TMZ is not some hip-hop blog. TMZ is mainstream entertainment news, music that reaches everybody. Your mama, your coworkers, people who don't even listen to rap. Music. When you go on TMZ, you're making sure the whole world hears your business. And Victoria used that platform to lay music out a very specific demand. She said GloRilla has an obligation to share her wealth with the family. Music, and she put the exact dollar amount out there, $2,500 per family music member. That number became the main talking point of the entire story. $2,500. To some people tuned in, that sounded like a humble ask from a family member who's just Music trying to get by and needs a little help. To other people, it sounded like straight-up entitlement. Somebody thinking they deserve a cut of someone else's earnings just because they Music share the same last name. Either way, it gave everybody a specific number to debate about, and that's Music exactly what happened. Victoria also came for specific claims GloRilla has made publicly. Music GloRilla has gone on record saying she helped her parents retire and that she coped their father, a Jaguar. Victoria said that Music was all cap. She said GloRilla made up her generosity for the cameras while the family music was still struggling on the low. That's a direct shot at GloRilla's whole image. Victoria was basically telling the world that GloRilla is capping Music, that the whole "I take care of my people" persona is completely fabricated. The Shade Room ran with it. The Daily Mail ran with it. YAHOO Entertainment ran with it. iHeart radio stations Music ran with it. It was all over the place. Victoria's Facebook posts and TMZ sit-down made sure of that. And while all of this was going down, folks on social media were already picking sides. On X, some people Music rode with Victoria, saying somebody sitting on the kind of bread GloRilla has should absolutely be able to Music throw the family $2,500 without even blinking. Others called Victoria a hater, said she was moving like a grifter, Music trying to guilt trip her way into GloRilla's pockets. The whole conversation about whether your people are entitled to your bag just because y'all share blood was officially in full swing. Music. What's important to clock here is that Victoria had been building up to this for a minute. This wasn't no spur-off moment outburst. This was something that had been festering for years, by her own words. Music, she said, for years of getting ignored. For years of watching her sister become a household name while the rest of the family stayed in the same spot. Whether you believe Victoria's version or not, it's clear this was premeditated. She posted on Facebook first, then she pulled up to TMZ. She had the dollar amount ready. She had specific claims locked and loaded to dispute. This was a coordinated move to put GloRilla on the spot in front of the whole world, and it worked because GloRilla responded, and then Finesse2Tymes Music responded, and the whole thing snowballed from there. GloRilla fires back. Once Victoria's accusations started making the rounds across every platform in existence, the spotlight swung right to GloRilla. Everybody and their mama was waiting to see how she would handle this. Would she address her sister's claims hidden? Would she hop on live and spill her side of things? Would she do her own interview and break down every single thing Victoria said piece by piece? She did none of that. GloRilla's first move was short, cold, and absolutely ruthless. That response told everybody exactly where her head is at with this whole situation. She's not about to sit here and have some long, drawn-out public beef with her own sister about whether or not she owes anybody a dime. In GloRilla's mind, the answer is real simple. If you need $20,500, go to Indeed.com and figure it out yourself. It was music, an ice-cold clapback, and it sent a clear message that GloRilla was not about to fold under public pressure and start playing the guilty rich sister. But GloRilla wasn't completely done after that one post. She also dropped a screenshot of text messages from their mama. The text showed their mom telling GloRilla thank you for all that you do and saying she doesn't take it for granted. That was a power move from GloRilla, because Victoria's whole case was built on the idea that GloRilla abandoned the family and left their mother out to dry. But here's their own mama, in her own words, showing GloRilla love and appreciation. That screenshot did more damage to Victoria's whole narrative than any interview or statement ever could. GloRilla also reportedly changed her profile picture to an image of someone at FedEx, a slick reference to Victoria's claim about their mama still working there, and she put the word out that fans should report Victoria's Facebook page. Music even offering Cash App bread to people who did it. Petty or justified, that depends on where you stand. Music, but one thing is crystal clear. GloRilla made it known she was not about to entertain her sister's public complaints. She chose violence, music the social media kind. And then on February 6, 2026, somebody else decided to step into the ring. Somebody who has absolutely zero connection to the Woods family. Somebody who was just watching the whole circus unfold online and felt like he had something to say about it. Finesse2Tymes hopped on Instagram Live, and what came out of his mouth, music, made Victoria's TMZ interview look like a polite Sunday dinner conversation. Finesse2Tymes, whose government name is Ricky Hampton Jr., is a Memphis rapper who has been through his own well-documented trials and tribulations with fame, family, and the music industry. He did time behind bars. He's had ongoing issues with his own blood, including his brother. No love. He's been cut loose by record labels and has struggled to move units, reportedly only pushing 5,000 to 6,000 copies. And yet, on this particular day, he felt compelled to tell Victoria exactly what he thought about her going on TMZ with her hand out. He started the live by speaking on his own pain and his own trust issues. You could hear the frustration dripping from his voice before he even brought Victoria into it. And then, _B, wondering why I'd be so traumatizing on people. Because it's people that I with, that I gave my trust and my faith to and my all to, and they still _ on me, dog. That was the opening. He was already heated. He was already in a real, raw, unfiltered headspace. He was talking about feeling burnt by people he showed love to and held down. And then he turned his attention straight to Victoria. And then you got _ like GloRilla's sister. I'ma say it again. I'm only mad because you speaking on your family. That was the turning point right there. He said the reason he was tight wasn't because Victoria was asking for money. It was because she was doing it in front of everybody. She was putting the family's dirty laundry out in the streets for the whole world to see. And that's what set Finesse all the way off. Because in his mind, and he said this plain as day, family business is supposed to stay in the family. You don't take that to TMZ. You don't put that on Facebook. You handle that behind closed doors. At the end of the day, that's your family. Get off your and go make some sense of yourself. Get off your and go do something for yourself. He told her the same thing GloRilla told her. Just way louder and way more disrespectful. Stop asking. Stop begging. Get up and go get it on your own. But Finesse didn't cap it off there. He went way further than anybody expected him to go. Finesse's full rant. What Finesse2Tymes said on that Instagram Live goes way beyond your typical celebrity hot take on somebody else's drama. This wasn't some rapper casually weighing in on a trending topic from his couch. This was a full-blown music minutes-long verbal assault directed at a woman he doesn't even know personally about a family situation he has absolutely no direct involvement in, and the sheer intensity of what he said is what made that video go crazy viral across every corner of the internet. After he told Victoria to get up off her backside and go make something happen for herself, Finesse music kept turning the heat up. He started going at her directly with insults that were designed to embarrass and humiliate her in front of thousands. Music of people watching in real time. You tilapia corner stow. He called her a cheap fish. Now, that might sound wild reading it on a screen, but in the context of a live stream with racks music of viewers tapped in, calling somebody tilapia and corner store is the type of bar that becomes a meme within minutes. And that's exactly what popped off. Those two words, you, tilapia, spread across social media like wildfire. Music people were quoting it in the comments, making edits with it, turning it into punchlines. It became one of the most quotable lines from the entire rant. Hood, Twitter music had a field day, but the content of what Finesse was saying got way darker than just clowning on her. He went on to suggest extreme and disturbing music ways Victoria could go get a bag, telling her she should go sell herself at truck stops, go commit crimes, and even go as far as catching a body, all framed as options that were better than going on TMZ Music and begging your sister for $2,500. He said all of this without flinching, without breaking, and without any indication that he felt like he had music gone too far. In his mind, he was making a point. There's a million hustles out here on these streets. And going on national television to beg your famous sister for a couple racks is the most pathetic play you could make. He told her that she had never done anything to make something music of herself, that she's not a singer, not a rapper, not an artist in any capacity, and that the only options she had left were to go find some kind of regular work and stop looking for handouts. Music and the way he delivered it wasn't like a big homie trying to put game down. It was straight disrespect. He was trying to make Victoria Music feel as small and as worthless as possible for what she did. No encouragement, no compassion, just pure aggression. Then Finesse switched it music up and went into something thought. Threw everybody off. He tried to use nature as an analogy to explain why Victoria's behavior was out of line. He said, even animals in the wild understand boundaries. 2 male tigers don't move recklessly around each other. 2 dominant gorillas don't ignore instinct. His point, even if it didn't come out perfectly, was simple. If animals operate with basic instinct and common sense, how could a human being not know better? In his view, putting your own sister on blast on national television crossed a line that shouldn't even need explaining. The metaphor didn't fully land. The logic felt scattered. But this wasn't a calm debate. It was a heated light. Adrenaline was high. Thousands of viewers were watching, and Finesse2Tymes wasn't focused on crafting a perfect argument. He was focused on going as hard as possible. He doubled down, placing full responsibility for the situation on Victoria herself. In his eyes, it all came down to accountability. She made her decisions. She ended up where she ended up. And instead of owning that and figuring out how to level up, she chose to publicly blame her famous sister. His central argument was that being related by blood doesn't automatically entitle someone to another person's money. He believed Victoria was a grown woman responsible for her own circumstances, and that airing out family drama for sympathy was foul behavior. He also went after her media appearances directly, saying he hoped no platform would continue giving her interviews. The insults were harsh, aggressive, and personal. But buried underneath the name-calling was one line that stuck with people: "You're going to miss your blessings." That message resonated. His underlying point was that publicly dragging your own family can block opportunities. When you move in negativity, you risk pushing away the very breakthrough you're hoping for. Many viewers agreed with that sentiment even if they felt his delivery was way too disrespectful. One of the most revealing parts of the rant came when he made it clear he wasn't defending GloRilla personally. He repeated it several times. He said when people from his own circle publicly aired him out in the past, the entire culture turned on him. Nobody defended him. So his stance wasn't pro-glut, was anti. He saw Victoria's actions as the same kind of public betrayal he felt he had experienced. For him, it was personal trauma playing out again, just through someone else's story. After the rant went viral, many assumed Victoria would go quiet under the pressure. Social media was cooking her. Meme pages were clowning her. Reaction channels were dissecting every second of the life. But she didn't fold. She responded with the same energy. Victoria aimed directly at Finesse's career and finances. She questioned his relevance, pointed out that multiple labels had dropped him, and referenced his music sales numbers. She argued that he had no room to judge her situation when he was struggling himself. That angle hit hard, especially for an artist rebuilding his career. She was essentially saying they were in the same financial position, and that he was pretending otherwise. She also mocked his social media bio, claiming it listed comedian instead of artist, suggesting his rap career had declined so much that he couldn't even label himself a rapper anymore. Whether fully accurate or not, it was a strategic move that attacked the credibility behind his criticism. Her message was simple: you can't lecture someone about getting their money together if your own brand looks unstable. Victoria also addressed the $2,500 request directly. She explained that it wasn't greeted, it was a modest amount she believed she could stretch and flip into something bigger. In her mind, she wasn't asking for millions. She was asking for a small boost that she knew how to make work. She wanted people to understand that she wasn't demanding luxury, she was asking for leverage. But she didn't stop there. She broadened the attack, accusing both Finesse and GloRilla of neglecting family. She even threatened to bring Finesse's own family dynamics into the spotlight, saying she would link up with his sister. "It was a clear escalation. If you talk about my family, I'll talk about yours." One commentator, analyzing the situation, pointed out that Victoria may have permanently burned her bridge with GloRilla by going public. Once family drama hits major platforms, it's hard to repair privately. That same commentator suggested that if the bridge truly is gone, Victoria's smartest move now would be to capitalize on the attention, start her own Twitch, YouTube channel, and monetize the clout while the algorithm is pushing her name. Then came the twist no one expected. Tory Lanez, who is currently incarcerated, sent Victoria the $2,500 through Cash App. She posted the receipt publicly. The optics were powerful. A rapper behind bars fulfilled the request before her own sister did, whether Tory did it out of genuine support or for attention. The public perception was clear and it created an entirely new layer to the conversation. Social media quickly split into two sides. Some defended GloRilla, arguing that success doesn't create automatic financial obligations for family members, and that entitlement shouldn't be rewarded. Others felt Finesse crossed serious lines with his delivery, and that no one deserved to be humiliated like that publicly. There was also noticeable irony. Finesse has had his own public family disputes, including accusations from relatives claiming he didn't support them. That history made some viewers question whether he was the right person to lecture anyone about family loyalty. Critics argued you can't condemn someone for airing out family business when your own family has done the same to you. At the heart of it all is a bigger question. When success comes quickly, who is actually entitled to share in it? Should family support be automatic or should it be earned? That debate is bigger than any one live stream. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And for more breakdowns like this, click the next video on your screen.